Happy Saturday afternoon, Cottonwood Valley followers. It's Matt here. Saturday, May 10th. And if you notice, we have a big opening here in the greenhouse. Well, those plants have all been outside. It's our cucumbers, our cantaloupes, our squash, things like that, hardening off the last few days. We've still got tomatoes and peppers, that stuff right here. But it's time to get those loaded up and headed out to the farm so we can transplant this afternoon. So coming up in this video, we'll have the water wheel going. We laid the mulch last week, so excited to get the first crop, about 12 rows in the ground this evening. Follow along. Okay, got all the plants loaded up at the house, but got out here to the farm. Got them all here in the back of the van. 15 trays of them. 15 trays of plants. Just short of 1,100 individual plants we're going to try to get in today. If everything goes according to plan, we should be good. I'll tell you, so far in our first year, how many things have gone according to plan on the first tries? Pretty slim. But anyways, we've got cantaloupe, we've got cucumbers, we've got 4 types of squash, zucchini. Lots going on here. So I'm going to go get the water wheel filling up with some fish fertilizer and water. Gonna leave the van back here. This is kind of quite a ways away from the actual garden farm spot, but wanted to find a place where there's shade so that way they can stay cool in here and stay healthy until that moment we get them in the ground. Time to get our water wheel filled up here. This is the Rainflow 1600. We have the 26-inch wheel on it. This wheel is a super wheel that allows us to change the spacing on where these spikes are. Right now, and for our first, I think 6 rows, we're set up on 31-inch spacing, so we're gonna put, this thing holds about 160 gallons. So we're gonna put about 120 gallons in it, and we're gonna use the Alaska fish fertilizer. It's a 511 as a starter to about a tablespoon a gallon. It's kind of the ratio we're shooting for. So if we're doing 120 gallons, I don't know, that's about half of a full gallon there. So 64 ounces of it. So anyways, we'll get started with it and go from there. Okay, we have the tank filling. We put about half gallon of fish fertilizer in it, some 511, but got it filling up with some well water here out of the well, pumping from the ground. But earlier this week, Dad came out here Monday, Tuesday night, and if you watched our earlier video with the Massey 44 on the water wheel, you noticed it was too fast. Well, this tractor right here is the solution to it. It's a long 560 front wheel assist diesel. What all did you have to do?
We just had to build a tow bar for it that, according to what looked like how it come from the factory, that's about it.
So, came in here, built the hitch to replace the 3-point. This tractor does have a 3-point. If you research anything about the long tractors, I'm pretty sure 99% of them ever released had a 3-point problem. I think it's resolvable, but it's time to get plants in the ground and not work on the tractors necessarily. But this tractor does have a creeper gear somewhere about half a mile an hour, half to 3/4 of a mile an hour. We drove it around the other night when the hitch was built, and I think it should be plenty good for us, at least once we get in a routine of planting them in. Any other thoughts?
Nope, just ready to get started.
So the other big problem we had with it is this kind of hokey looking exhaust pipe coming out. Not real typical, but on this tractor, the exhaust dumps out down below, and that is right in your sight of where you're sitting there. And out in the open, you might not smell it too bad, but when we were testing it the other night, it's just a lot of exhaust in your face and diesel exhaust. So put a piece of flex on it and a tube just to get it up in the air out of the transplanter's face. So hopefully that makes a world of difference. About 10 minutes later, we got 120 gallons in here. And it smells fishy. You know, before I got started in this venture, I'd heard a lot of people talk about fish fertilizer and whatnot, and how bad it smells, and I thought I was tougher than that. Apparently I'm not. If you've ever been to like a fish hatchery, like growing up, I went down to Roaring River quite a bit over in Missouri, or the Table Rock Lake one there at Taneycoma, right there at Branson. And like, there's just that lingering odor. It's like that times about 200%. But Everybody swears by it, says it does a lot of good. I'm just happy to put it down here, give the plants just a little bit extra help going in the ground. We got some rain earlier this week. You can feel under the plastic, it is wet under there already. So gonna go with that. And then, so today's Saturday, hopefully tomorrow or Monday, getting the drip irrigation set up and start watering some things in later this week. It looks like we could get up to 90. So we'll just see what this May brings us. First row of cantaloupe in. What'd you think?
We made it. I hope the babies grow.
We made it. Have you smelt your hands yet?
No, got them covered.
She doesn't know about fish emulsion fertilizer yet, so that'll be a discovery here in a little bit for her. Do your hands smell like a hatchery?
Nasty.
So, yeah, smelling like a hatchery, and but we got them in. There was a little bit of a learning curve on how you pick them up, so.
We didn't know we were growing fish.
But yeah, we'll get it done. We've got our first row in, got them ready. We're having to separate all the trays out like this just to get to them quick enough. Not wanting to come out of the plug tray real easy. Probably shouldn't have watered them last night. I think that's what's making it a problem. But here we go with row number 2. First 4 rows of cantaloupe are in. Loading the spaghetti squash now for row number 1. So we have them in 8-row blocks here. We laid 3, 4, 5, and 6 with cantaloupe. Now we're going back to rows 1 and 2 with the spaghetti squash and a butternut squash. Mainly because those were also our first 2 rows laying mulch. And I think Dad wanted a fair shot at being able to drive over my wild rows that are not the straightest. But we got 4 rows of Avatar cantaloupe in. How's it so far, Dad?
Oh, it's okay. Everything's fitting, so haven't run over anything yet. Yet.
So we just put in a row of like yellow summer squash, zucchini type stuff, and these are what you consider the traditional green zucchini. But row going in here, then you see 6 rows out there planted of cantaloupe and stuff. So exciting times. We've also got Anyssa out here again with the drone. So, and the biggest member of our fan club, Miss Kennedy.
Hey, sweet girl.
Stick it right here.
Right.
To the right. Right like that. See, we're planting zucchini. You love zucchini, don't you? Are you right on the planter? Okay, we got the final load. These are the pickling cucumbers. The Rupp Supermax is what these are called, I believe. Are you dropping cucumbers over there?
One, yes.
Cucumber down.
Yay.
Okay.
Been rescued.
So 2 final rows of cucumbers left to go in. These are the picklers, so these will be picked at 3 to 5 inches in length. Do you know how to make pickles?
I'm looking at recipes.
I've never made pickles before. I don't think you've ever made pickles before.
Nope, but I'm gonna learn.
So we're gonna figure it out, and I promise you, these 12-inch spacings come so fast through here. Whoa! Wow, do those 12-inch ones come quick. But got them going in right here. Just checking for them where they kind of float. Can't hardly see too much in there. But if I see a lot of perlite, that's what I'm looking for. Just pressing them in. I am very confident though, on the second planting of cucumbers in about a month to 6 weeks, we will be on 17-inch spacing and not 12 for them. So 12 is what the number worked out for here and the seed company manual, but that probably won't be happening again. 12 comes really fast. And just like that, we have our first 12 rows in. That was a lot of crops.
There's a lot of fast planting.
But in reality, it's now 7:10. We got started about 4:30.
Right.
And we had some great inconveniences in the speed when you consider we were having to take most of them out of the 72 count trays on their own. We learned a lot from that.
We did.
But time to get the equipment washed up, put away. And here in a couple weeks, actually later this week, we'll probably be putting in a few peppers, jalapenos, and tomato plants. So planting season is in full effect.